Oh no, I hadn't ever started recording before you did. I'd never ever do that.
See, that way he can kind of like get some extra information. He didn't get that on there, and then he'll read it, look at it, and say, "Well, where were they at? Oh, they weren't even on there. Oh, okay."
See, you can trust me just as much as you trust 21. I'm like that 21 that, well, maybe I should say, I'm not like that 21 that takes all these fictitious tales about other people and tells them.
Yeah, I think I got like a cosmic connection.
Yeah, but don't worry, I'd never ever preempt you by starting my recording before you did. Never.
No, not like you're just doing right now.
Oh no. You're gonna like this radio when you see it. It's a nice looking radio.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. What kind did you say it was?
It's a Jet Sounds CB-7000. And this actually, on the inside, this is the exact same radio as the Audicom PT-23 that I had several months back. Exact same radio, although this one says made in Japan on the back. And the other one says made in Korea, and the face is completely different, but you take this case off, and it's got one of those slide off cases. The case is slide. It's just one piece that slides off the back. You look in the side, it's the exact same radio.
Yeah, Roger, I was just maybe fell asleep for a second. You did spell that first word with a C and not an S, right?
Yeah, it's a CB, like CB radio. Jet Sounds CB-7000.
Oh, Jet Sound. I thought you said it was C-H-I-T sound.
No, jet, like an airplane jet.
10-4, okay. I thought he said something, and I said no.
It's got a vertical meter on it too. It's the classic rectangle shaped meter, but it's it goes up and down instead of left or right.
Is that gonna be okay with you, crazy man? That'd be fine. 10-4.
And frequency wise, it's not too bad. It's a little high, but it's a 40-something-year-old radio. It actually came with the sales slip still in the box, but unfortunately the dummy didn't put the owner's manual in it. Lost it, I guess. But anyway, it doesn't look like it was used much at all. It looks brand new. And when I check the frequency on here, it's 27105.5, which is a little high, but half KC high, but still. In any case, not too bad for a 40-something-year-old radio. And it's got the it's crystal radio. It's not PLL.
All right.
It's got the 14 crystal scheme. I think those are 10 megahertz crystals. Like I said, this one didn't come with the owner's manual or the schematic, but that Audicom PT-23 does. And looking inside, it appears to be identical on the inside.
Roger, well, if you're not taping, you'll have to tell me all that all over again.
Yep. Need to go get some cough medicine too. I just ate something a minute ago and I'm sitting here clearing my throat. You guys start talking and I'm going to go get some cough medicine so I'm not coughing all during the whole video.
10-4. They'll be ready in a few minutes. All right, now burn it up now when you cook it. cookout for his son, going to Germany.
He only came back in since then.
Oh, I didn't know. When I went out a while ago, somebody was doing some cooking out there. Boy, it sure did smell good. They had, you know, something on the grill. I think it smells better after it starts burning a little bit, you know, on the grill there. They've taken the food off and the grill gets good and hot. That's when you smell it the best. It's smelling pretty good.
I don't know if it's drove out there.
Oh, I smell it is, okay.
Rotten smell burnt all the way up, inside to outside.
$7.57, just like the Yazoo, getting ready for old radio night.
What?
It's 7:57 on the clock, and it just went 7:58. But there's a radio called a 757, so I just figured I'd comment.
57 Chevy, I'll go for that.
No, a Yazoo 757.
57 Chevy, I like it better though. On top of the vertical.
I'd rather have the Yazoo 757 myself.
You have what you want, I'll take what I can.
I wanted one of those back in the 80s when they were making that Yazoo FT 757. I should have bought one. I actually was going to buy that one, and then I walked into this ham radio store back in 1986, and they had a Drake TR7 with all the matching pieces for the same price, and I said, well, I'll go ahead and get that, and so I wound up with a nice pretty TR7. And I don't have any regrets, but at the same time I would have liked to have a Yazoo FT 757 back when they were making them new. But they discontinued them a long time ago, so now you can only get used ones.
Yeah, boy, Tim. I know one thing, I ain't buying no more damn radios. I think I got enough. Got 2 base stations in here, got the Silver Eagle, and got that Z04. I got my Cobra 29 in the 2 box out there locked up, 148 locked up in the 2 box, but it'd be like bring it all in.
I've been trying to get rid of my radios, just trying to whittle the collection down some. I think about the only 2 radios, if I wound up on a steal on 1 or 2 radios, I guess I'd have to try them out. One would be the Lafayette SSB 140, which is a beautiful radio, Cybernet chassis. I actually have the same radio on a mobile. The Midland 79-892 is pretty much the same radio. And I guess I walked up on a steal of a deal on a Roy 642 in good condition. I guess I'd have to try that, but I may be about done buying radios at this point.
Great.
Go ahead.
Yeah, old radio night just got started there. Then we'll Night Ranger to talk too much and not have anything to talk about. So, what is it? Today is the 20th? What is it? I don't know. Anyway, January. Okay, I'll stand by.
Yep, January 20th, 2018. I still want to say 2017. Saturday night. And dang, you're just starting your video. I started mine 9 minutes and 44 seconds ago. See if you go to Night Ranger's channel versus Dirty Diver's channel, you get that bonus of 9 minutes and 40-something seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of there. You know, he's been recording since yesterday there and edited it out, and then somebody said, well, what's all that lost footage? What's all that lost footage? That's that bonus there. He's got a bonus for you.
Yeah, it's the bonus track. Yeah, I can put it on the greatest hits version. 9 minutes and 40-something seconds of extra material that you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah, what do they call it? Bloopers?
Well, not the blooper reel, just the bonus track. Bootleg, previously unreleased material.
Well, Crazy Man Beans, you got the radio you've been wanting to get there. Go ahead and tell us all about it.
I can't say too much about it. I can't pronounce the damn name on it, Cobra. Every damn thing in it except the kitchen sink. I got one of them Silver Eagle lollipops. Same kind of equipment running around outside with a High-Mac 2000 sitting out there. I got two daggone 3 gauges there and meters on it. I got a bunch of knobs on it. I ain't beat them out yet. We got around 50 watt linear set in it. And it's got upper lower side band, got red lights in it. I don't like the lights, and you get somebody to change the colors on it. Alright, they call me 116. My finger's slipping off the chicken feet before we back out.
Yeah, that's a Galaxy Saturn Turbo. Okie dokie.
If I try to say that if a white dog be sitting out there, he'd be pulled off the stool laughing so hard.
10-4, I know you can say Galaxy.
Galaxy is beat down all the way down to the ground.
10-4.
Alright, and for 21's video, since mine's already got it, I'm talking on a 1976 23-channel mobile. This is a Jet Sounds, like an airplane jet. Jet Sounds CB-7000. Crystal synthesis, got 14 crystals in it. And it's made in Japan. And this is on the inside, this is exactly like the Audicom PT-23 that I had on a couple of months back. The face is completely different, but I looked at it, I said, that looks like that Audicom as far as the chassis shape and size and everything, and mounting bracket, and I opened it up. Sure enough, exact same board on the inside, just a completely different face and name. And it's got a PA, A&L, volume squelch, delta tune that slides back and forth. It's an up-down rotating switch. It's a good looking radio. It's got a vertical meter on it. Using the stock hand mic. This hand mic looks like a high gain hand mic. It's kind of a banana mic. Let me show it to the camera over here. It's like one of those skinny high gain mics, but it doesn't say high gain. And that's going into my old gray DNA Maverick, into my homemade wire J pole about 90 feet in the air.
Will I be able to see that mic?
Yeah, I just put it in front of the camera on the video.
10-4, yeah, I could hear it. I just couldn't see it. I'll have to wait and watch the preempted video.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know that you said you had a high gain, high range one, 2 weeks back. So if you remember the stock mic on that high gain, high range one, it looks just like it. It just doesn't say high gain.
Okay. How about you, 987? You've been getting a lot of good sideband copies on that radio. Yeah, 10-4. That's they say that radio there is probably one of the best Cobra radios that they ever made. You know, that's just everybody's opinion. I think it's better than the 142. But yeah, you know, your modulation sounds good, and a lot of people turn it up and do all kind of stuff, and that makes it hard to dial you in on sideband. Did they unlock the clarifier, or is it how's that on yours? Roger. I've been wondering whether I ought to get one I got unlocked or not. Night Ranger was telling me the benefits of it, and a lot of times I have trouble. You know, if I'm talking one-on-one to someone, I don't have any problem. But you get some other people in there, and especially if their radio's frequency. It's rough. But anyway, all right then. Well, you're making a trip over here. Well, how about that drifter or 1940 there? Come on. Well, I'm gonna stand by then, and I'll just tell you what I got there. Brown and Mark III Golden Eagle there. That's what I'm talking on now. A shockwave antenna and D104. Let's see, I'll hold it up there like Night Ranger did his. See right there, Night Ranger. Look at there. Look at there. Okay, that's it.
I'm glad you did that, because I forgot what a D104 looks like. It's been forever since oh wait, there's about 6 of them sitting over here. Never mind.
That's 10-4, 10-4. Well, that's like, you know, you go to the doctor and you kind of feel a little bit embarrassed, you know, when you got to take all your clothes off and stand there, and you know, and they say, oh man, look, I don't, you know, I've seen everything, but you ain't never seen me naked, you know. So that's what I was doing that for you for the mic.
Oh, all right. Of course, you got that one. Don't you have one that's got like that little logo thing stuck on the back of it?
Yeah, I got a couple of them. I got one that's got call letters on it. One's got my name on it, and then just about 3 different ones. And then one I've got that I like. It's if I can find it over here, I got it too. That Drifter made for me.
Well, I think the only thing I've ever had stuck on mine was that little trick where you do the bobby pin and you stick it into the screw and you make it like a tuning fork, and then you thump it and it sounds like a bell tone going out over the air.
410.
I remember the first time I heard somebody do that with the bobby pin, it was Clover Redman, and he came on the air and he sounded like he had the Liberty Bell behind him. That thing was all rich, full of tones and whatnot. He'd hit that that bobby pin. I was like, what have you got behind you? The Liberty Bell?
10-4. I'm still looking for one of those. I'm not buying it from Superhawk though. One of those with the Brown logo on the back.
Oh yeah, well, you got to be nuts to buy from him anyway. Those, you know, that Superhawk. If he was selling 30-cent postage stamps, he'd want $10 for them.
Yeah, they call him the yellow table. They say, watch out for the yellow table. If you look at everything he sells, it's sitting on a yellow table.
You ever? He said, you ever heard that joke about the post office has decided to issue a stamp commemorating prostitution in the United States. It's a 35-cent stamp, but if you want to lick it, it's $1.
Oh no!
I stole that joke from Saturday Night Live.
Let me guess, you're on the Quad 5. You're on the Sears radio. You're on the Cobra 139. You're on the, let's see. I don't know, I give up. Okay, 94 HP, I got you. Now you running that by itself, or you don't run that into that amp, do you? puts out about what, 40 watts? I'm not saying now, but is there any way you can drop it down to normal wattage if you wanted to? Oh yeah, you way down there now.
Not even breaking my squelch.
Drop the radio.
Turn it back on. Yeah, my ranger had to get another radio to hear you on. He's back on that Sonic or whatever he said it was, I think.
Hey, crazy man, you need to call old White Dog. Tell him we want to hear that Royce 619 I sold him.
My damn phone knocked it up on me again. I tried to talk to him a while ago. The damn thing knocked down. I took clean across the damn floor a while ago. Hey, you want to hear that, Royce?
There he is. Oh, yeah.
All right, let me hook it up. Oh, I thought you had it hooked up.
He had it hooked up the other day.
Yeah, I know.
I saw another one come up on eBay. There's one sitting on there, new in the box. It says it's new in the box. I don't know if I saw a picture of it or not, but one came up.
What's the difference between that and the 621?
I think the 619 is a better looking radio. And there's that dummy on eBay thinks he's going to get $400 for a 621. And good luck with that.
Yeah, like that is crazy.
I think I paid about $100 for that one that I sold White Dog, and that's pretty much what I sold it to him for.
What'd you do that 57?
White Dog will tell you when he gets back that thing's absolutely mint. That one I had, the one I sold him, when I got it, it came in a box that said Grandma's radio on it. So Grandma apparently got it, or maybe got it for Christmas, and if she used it, you sure couldn't tell, because it was, I mean, it was like we went back to 1977 or 78 and bought it new. You know, there wasn't a scratch on it. The walnut veneer still had that oily feel to it. All the knobs were still stiff. So I wonder if Grandma got it for Christmas and just put it in the closet and it stayed there.
Yeah, I bought it. You got a copy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the Royce 619.
It's pretty, isn't it? Now tell you can tell, you can see it now. That thing looks brand new, doesn't it?
No, it's brand new. I'm not even putting it back in the box because I like looking at it.
Yeah, it's a pretty little radio. And like I said, if you put your hand on the side, it's still got that oily feel on that walnut veneer, and the knobs are still stiff, and it was still on frequency. I got that thing, and I mean, didn't have to do anything to it, didn't need to do anything to it. It was perfect.
Right, listen, I'm going to shut the amp off. I want to get some opinions with just stock radio.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm going to show you the mic flag that Drifter made for me. There it is right there. If you can't read what it says, they're not range. It says dirty diaper. Okay.
Hey, Night Ranger, stock radio.
Oh yeah, sounds good. Nice smooth audio. I mean, definitely sounds like a hand mic, but it still sounds good.
Yeah, that's the question I had for you. The wiring on this radio, would I have to have my D104 from my Galaxy rewired?
You know, I don't remember. Probably, I had a Turner +3 I put on it, and it was a standard Royce wiring I had. So I'm thinking that's probably different than the Galaxy. I had a Turner +3 wired up for my Royce 620, and that's the radio that replaced the 620. So yeah, and if preferably a Tug 9 is preferred. A Tug 8 D104 or Turner +3 will work. But if you turn the volume up a little, you get a little bit of a squeal. To avoid that, if you got a Tug 9 D104, that's probably the better mic to use for that radio. Or either one will work, but the Tug 9's the better one for that radio.
Yeah, maybe I'll just have an adapter made to go from Galaxy to Royce.
That'll work. I don't remember the exact wiring, you know, because it's been two or 3 years since I wired that Turner Plus 3 up with that Royce 620, so I don't remember what it was.
Roger.
Yeah, White Dog, I got you on the video gate, so if you look at it, you can hear it. It sounds good.
Okay, yeah, now I'm back on the 2-pill.
Back on the pill, okay.
White Dog's on the pill.
Difference?
Cut it back off again. Let me make sure I'm looking at it.
Right, now I'm barefooted.
Do it again.
Barefooted. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Cut it off.
Right, now we're back on the 2-pill. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, brought it all up there. Brought it up good.
10-4, appreciate that radio check.
410.
Oh, yeah, that's guaranteed. Sound like White Dog now. Keyed up on something like that.
I think my finger got mashed a little bit, crazy man, but it's okay.
I match your finger?
Yeah, when you keyed up. Yeah, when you keyed up.
Oh. If you keyed it up, oh man, ain't nobody hurt me anyway.
No, man, you got position on me, and I'm not pushing nothing. I got that. What have I got over here? I can't tell everybody what I got anyway.
Hey, 21.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, what kind of radio is Crazy Man on? He couldn't tell me.
He's got a Galaxy Saturn Turbo.
He got a turbo?
410.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad to hear that. He's been wanting one for a long time.
410.
Hey, you went to send me one there, White Dog. That time around got me one anyway.
Yeah, man. Mine's still sitting right here. Right here. I don't need, I think I used it once.
I've been saving the money up for it to get it. The road runner told me about it. He said, I don't know, $1,000. I didn't do you damn good sitting over there getting dust on it. Why, I got it. Come over here. Yeah, the spotters moved in and making homes and
I hear you, man. Well, I'm glad to hear you found one.
yeah, I got the linear still inside of it.
Yep, 10-4.
I bought me a D04 go on it.
Man, you got another D104?
Yeah, two of them now got a foot. I can match the chicken's foot.
I hear you.
So I get on the radio up yet?
No, it's still sitting here. Hang on a minute.
I think you don't go out and back out and put you that D04 on it and you have it made.
No, you know, my biggest thing is, when I get a radio like I did from you, I'm not going to plug it in till I pay you. And it's coming real soon.
Yeah, 410, that'll be alright.
Yeah, that's how I work. I'm not going to plug it in, I'm not going to use it until I give you the money.
Oh, don't bother me. I know where you live.
Hey, listen, you know me, Jay Crazy, you know me. It's coming. It's coming your way.
Hey, you, I don't worry about it. I just judge you won't let you take it. That's how I am.
I hear you, man, and I appreciate it. It's just lately I've been buying a lot of radios.
The 410, yeah, I got that Cobra 29. I think it's Cobra 29 mobile from Red Devil. Got it back this morning.
Yeah, and what did he do? Did he give you my base?
He got it stacked up in the back by there. You got to find that in my spot.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I'll never deal with that guy again.
I think he's getting out of all of it.
He needs to. He's not a true CB'er.
He hang around cowboy 2 times on. That's what happened to him.
I don't know what it is, but I'll never deal with that guy again. I don't even want him on my property.
Hey, White Dog.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but just watch out there, watch out.
I don't have to watch out, man. I got enough security over here. I can deal with his ass.
No, I'm not talking about that. Just other people listening there and maybe get the wrong idea. I know some stuff that you didn't know yet, so I didn't know it either. Okay.
I hear you, man, but I'm prepared for anything there, 21. But I appreciate the heads up.
10-4.
Yeah, I'd like to see somebody come over here and mess with my son. That was the son that lives with me. He's 6'5", weighs in at 340 pounds. I'd like to see that.
I seen him. I'll tell you one thing, I won't be his enemy. I'll be a good friend. Let him back me up in the fight.
Oh yeah, man, you got that right. I'm really hey, I'm not afraid to even put this on the radio. I'm really disappointed. I'm disappointed in Red Devil. He made a deal with me, and he never came through with his half.
Cookout tonight?
Yeah, we had a big cookout. My son's leaving Tuesday. My youngest son. He's leaving Tuesday to go to Germany for Daimler Chrysler. He's got to stay there for 2 months.
10-4. When he gets over there, get him to look up CB Funk.
Okay, let me write that down.
410. What's that scratchy mic?
Up like crazy.
What was that scratchy mic? Yeah, CB Funk. That's what's it's supposed to be German CB stuff there. I remember one time Dave Maid started having some radios that he was trying to sell over there, I guess, and he had that on there, and I said, that was the real one there, the guy, and he about cussed me out, you know, because I asked him, you know, because anyway, I didn't know what the hell the funk was, you know, to me that's something that stinks.
And he sells equipment?
Dave Maid was the one that had those radios that had that, you know, he had an advertisement with that name on it. And I was trying to find out what, you know, I thought maybe it might be a different, some kind of a built-in amplifier inside of it, and, you know, and I called him, you know, on the phone back then, you could call him, you know, and he, you know, he's kind of, you know, rough to deal with, that one, so he didn't like me asking too many questions about it. But then later I found out that was a German term, I guess.
I hear you. But I'll tell you what, there, what radio you on tonight there, 21?
Old Brown and Golden Eagle Mark III there, just trying to keep it going a little longer.
I like that radio, it sounds good.
410, yeah, I got one of those mics like Crazy Man Scott there, Night Ranger. I had to show him a picture of it. It's called a D104.
Okay, you got the 04.
Yeah, I got the 04 D1 and then the 04 on there.
I hear you.
I don't know if it's a Tug 8, Tug 9. I want to get a Tug 10, call it a TT, but they didn't ever make it. Now,
let me ask you a question, 21. They don't make the D104s anymore?
Negatory. Only make us that one that looks like it with the octagon bottom. They used to call it the Bandit, Silver Salute, the Workman. It's Stars and Stripes. They call all kind of names, sort of thing. Barjan has them. I think Workman is the one that's importing them there. But one thing you told me, and I didn't know until I did it, the cotton picking head off of that thing, or the head off of D104, will fit on that mic itself.
Yeah, I got one over here. It needs a new battery. I need to hook that back up.
Yeah, I didn't even think it would work. It's a little tiny bit off. I think it might be metric fine threads, but it's not enough to cause it any problems, especially if you've got a microphone head that you've taken off a bunch of times and the threads aren't real sharp. It just screw right down on there. But anyway, that's what I found out. I tried it just because I said, well, man, that ain't going to work. He's telling me, yes, it will. I said to myself, oh, yeah, so it was right. It did work. I said, I'll be doggone, man. I'm going to start using that one.
Yeah, because the only reason I found out is because I took the head off that octagon, and I put an old antique bullet head on it.
410.
And then I said, well, if it works on that, it'll work on a D104 too.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not as savvy as you when it comes to radios, but I like to play with them and see if things work.
Yeah, 10-4. I just didn't have any reason to try to mess with it because, it's not like I needed another D104, And that one there, I just happened to get somehow or another. I wound up with it, but I don't like it as good as the D104, but, it's good to have. I mean, it's all right.
The D104 is a lot better sounding microphone. I had a Silver Salute. I did an A/B comparison, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, they got a different mic board in there. I mean, an amp board, and the element, I think, is a dynamic element. Don't quote me. No, I'm sorry. I think it's a ceramic element where, unless you got a special D104, it's going to be a crystal element. And, the head there. They did make ceramic ones, but I never heard any of them. I don't know, I don't know. But anyway, that's what that Silver Salute is, a ceramic. I was going to say it's a dynamic, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I did an A/B comparison with a friend of mine named Troubleshooter, and he said it was no contest. He said the T104 blew it away.
Yeah, they got a lot more gain output there. I've got one of those replacement elements that Ham guy, he sells them on eBay, HENY or whatever he is, and I've got it in one of these D104 heads over here, but not knowing it, and it really didn't read up on it that good. You got to go in the microphone, you got to go in the base of the radio and put a resistor or something in there, because you got to power that element. And I put it in the head, and then I said, oh shoot, I'm not doing all that, because the one I wanted to use it on was the TUP9, and the TUP9 has got the foot pedal on it, and the daggum amplifier board is buried up underneath there, and it's a lot different than the old Tug 8 and regular Tug 9. And so I said, shoot, I just never did do it, but one day I'll do it.
I did an electric condenser like that just to see how it sounded. It sounded okay, but the D104 crystal element was still a lot better. But I basically figured out the same thing. And like I said, it worked, but the stock D104 element was still superior to that electric condenser that I tried.
Yeah, I don't know why in the world somebody don't make those again. There's many cotton picking D104s that's out there. I mean, there's millions of them. Got to be. And they can make a few dollars, but it's just like everything else. If there's not a whole bunch of money in it, then they're not going to mess with it. And now they've stopped. Now they said they stopped making crystals for radios, but I was doing a little research on that, and there is some companies still doing it. Now Jan Crystals and them, they went out, but there is supposedly what I saw, at least 2 more people still doing it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that one of the reasons the Statics that claimed there were 2 reasons they said they stopped making it. The main reason was whatever machine was making the base, so the D104 broke, and they said it was going to cost them like $1 million to get either a new machine to make those bases, and they didn't think they'd be able to make enough D104s to make that money back. And that was the main reason they said on there. They used to have this forum before they got sold out, and that's what they said on there. And they also said it was getting harder and harder to get those crystal mic elements.
410.
Hey, 21.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, do you have any of the K-Eagles?
10-4, yeah. I got a Night K-Eagle, and with the different kind of tones in it, you know. In the bottom, you got the switches.
Yeah, I got 2 of them. I got the Night K-Eagle, and I got the Silver K-Eagle.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, when I bought my Galaxy Saturn base station, I bought the Night K-Eagle because it looked like the black radio. It was black, you know, with the gold sidebar, the gold foot pedal, and the gold mic element.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, I actually got, do you remember Martian Man?
Oh, yeah. I sure do.
Yeah, when he moved away, I bought his Night K-Eagle.
410.
And I picked up a Silver K-Eagle, and maybe I paid too much, but it was 449s, and there was a middleman called, what the hell was his handle? Hillbilly. Hillbilly got in the middle and sold it to me. I paid $150 for it.
Yeah, well, that wasn't too bad. They sell like that on eBay, you know, for that. They're hard to get. The only problem with them is that the switches go bad in them. If you keep messing with them or you bang them down too hard, those switches on the bottom are real delicate. They can be bypassed and made to work on one or so. That 20 dB pad that they got on there, which I never figured out why you'd want to use that, but that can be refigured to run one of your either the ETS tone or your Roger beep there, and if one of those goes out. So remember that if one of the switches breaks, you can take and run it to that 20 dB pad switch, which you probably would never use in a million years anyway.
Yeah, hey, man. You know what? Hey, I buy all this stuff. All my mics are sitting up on the wall. They're all up on the wall. I bought all those mics. I haven't used either one.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, they're just part of my collection.
410.
Like the one I'm on right now is Tug 9, bought back in 1976.
410. Go back to that 987 there, White Dog.
Hey, about it, 987. 987, you got a copy on this Royce base station? Yeah, I'm not hearing him, 21.
Hey, Night Ranger, can you 10-5 for him? Oh, the dog must have need to go outside, didn't they? Hey, crazy man. Go ahead. Can you 10-5 for White Dog to 987? I got something I got to do real quick.
Hey, go ahead then. I don't think White Dog got a copy on you, though, that 987.
Hey, crazy, let me switch back to the other radio.
Now, all right. Hey, 987, let White Dog go back, switch back to his old radio. He give up back to you. get in some pieces from me, though.
You know, some nights, some nights 97, I can hear you real good, but then there's some nights I can't get you at all. Hey, 987. Do you have anywhere near your, do you have a water hose over there nearby? Yeah, water hose, a water, anywhere to get water, like a water hose or, you know, somewhere to plug a water hose in? Oh, it's connected to the camper. Okay, well, you can't do any watering with it there without it being, you have to disconnect there. Okay. Well, next time you try it and get on the old radio night or something, take and let us know before you do it and let it get a reading, and then go out there and take that water hose and soak that ground down all around up underneath your antenna for about, spray it around at about 30 feet out from that antenna all the way around in a big old circle. Guarantee it'll work.
There's another way you can make a signal go up 21.
What say, Night Ranger?
Well, what he does, he can come in there and get a signal report with us, you know, and then he can go outside and put up a 100-foot tower, and then he can come back in and get another signal report. I bet his signal will go up.
Yeah, then they could come and put the water out there on that 100-foot tower thing, and we could check it again.
Yeah, either that or he could try to imitate Lawn Chair Larry, and we could give him a walkie-talkie, and he could sit in a lawn chair, and we'll get about 50 to 75 helium balloons, you know, weather balloons, and we'll sit in there and we'll let him, you know, tie a rope to that bottom of that lawn chair, and he'll get in there with that little walkie-talkie and maybe a 6-pack of beer, and then we'll cut that rope and let him fly out to about 20,000 feet and see if we can hear him.
Yeah.
He'll be Lawn Chair 987.
Now, I heard somebody said, get a bag of rock salt and put that around the base of your antenna. Well, that works if you got it's supposed to work, if you got poor conductivity in your soil, you know, and you got ground rods down, you can take like a post hole digger and dig down in there and put that rock salt. But the only problem with doing that is that it corrodes that ground rod. Then you got that built up corrosion on there. So the best thing is just to wet it down, soak it down, man. I did that on James Island, and I swear to you, man, sometimes I could gain 2 dB on receive.
You know, as close as he is down there to the ocean at John's Island, I doubt that's going to make any difference.
Well, it's worth a try. Yeah, all he needs to do is run that ground line down to the ocean. Yeah, he's too far for that. Actually, what you need is, you know, the ground rod's good and all, but you need to reflect off the ground. You need to have reflection. That's why a lot of times, you know, when it's rained or you got snow. Now, when that snow was down on the ground down here, man, great God, I was blasting out there. I mean, I could cut back half power and do everything, you know, because that was big-time ground plane.
You got that right.
He could get in his car and get in his car and just drive back and forth across the Ravenel Bridge. And when we get to the top, he can stop and hold up traffic and talk to us.
Yeah, 10-4, that one on John's Island, that cotton picking thing, it seemed like that damn thing just about as high as the Cooper River Bridge. I went across that when they first did it. I said, good God, man, this thing's way up there.
I suppose you could pull over to the side and put your hazards on and claim you're having car trouble during old radio night.
Yeah, like Wizard does up there on I-95.
I tell you what, they got some great big tall bridges down there. You could definitely get out if you could park up there without getting arrested for doing it.
Yeah, what about Wizard? Is Wizard out there? Swamp Fox there, Bree.
How about that co-channel? How about that co-channel?
How about that bleed over? How about that skip that's not out there?
And you just got down. Just got up.
What the hell are y'all talking about? Everybody talk like that.
Hey, we're referencing we're referencing a video by Challenger, otherwise known as Dino Davalia on YouTube.
Jesus.
If you hadn't seen the video, you won't know what we're talking about.
What'd you say it was? The video?
Yeah, his name was Dino Davalia, and he did this rather humorous video about how people talk on Channel 6, how they say, just got down, bump. But anyway, we were quoting his video. It's kind of humorous.
How's it going, 529? What's up, Mr. 21? Nothing, man. I was wondering what happened to you. Shoot, somebody said that they thought something happened, that something happened to you hunting out there. No, man. I've been busy, but you know how it goes. I don't have to tell you. You're a working man just like me. Come dragging in here 7, 8 o'clock in the afternoons. All you want to hot in the cot there, Roger? Yeah, I'm fighting the traffic just like you, and I've been working all day at that. Let me see now. Do I want to go and hook everything up and talk on the radio, or do I want to go on in there and get comfort, like Crazy Man said, comfortable there, Roger? 9 times out of 10, that's what it is, man. Get me a good hot shower, throw the pajamas on, and kick back and watch National Geographic Channel or something, and 30 minutes later, I'm out. So, like you said, by the time I hook up coaxes and warm all this stuff up, man, I might as well just watch a little TV and fall asleep, because I ain't going to be much conversation anyway. Red light. You need to turn something down, or you need to do something, man. Yeah, you're like over-modulated over here in Somerville. Yeah, muffled up. Yeah, I had that carrier turned down. How about that? I turned the carrier up a little bit. That better? Yeah, leave it right there. Yeah, turn it down to mess it up again. Me and White's all coming over to see you. Yeah, I had the box on there earlier and had the dead key turned down a little bit, but I just got barefoot radio. It ought to be cleared up there now, though, right? All right, keep it barefoot. Get them socks off now and relax. How did you do today downtown there in 529? What do you mean? What are you talking about? The march. Oh, yeah, I was out on that. I didn't get there 10 minutes, 21. 10-4, I wanted to check in with you and all, and that you wear your pea hat. Yeah, I did, and sold some deer guts down there on the corner of the street, deer gut stew. It was pretty good. I bet they were just gobbling it up. Oh, yeah, you know it. 10-4, how about that 5-2 mobile? How's he been doing? He's doing good. I hadn't heard him in a while, man. I try to call him once in a while, and I don't know, everybody's kind of doing their own thing, but as far as I know, he's doing good. I think his box is still in the radio doctor's shop there, so I don't think he's got nothing but just a straight radio, and he ain't gonna come out here and get knots on his head without that. Yeah, 410. Well, him and son and your sister and that guy that worked somewhere driving a truck and all poof, they all go at the same time. Yeah, I know it. And I went by their house today. I went by Night Rangers and Rubber Girl's house today, and they was out there barbecuing, cooking a pig outside. So they Nighthawk. I'm sorry, I said Night Ranger, Nighthawk. But yeah, everybody seems to be doing good, man. They're just kind of doing their own thing, I guess. They might have got burned out on the radio. I don't know. I know what you mean there. Well, if you talk to them, let them know I was asking about them there. Yeah, man, I'll show enough do it. Good to hear everybody out there. WD, Crazy Man, Night Ranger, anybody else is around the bed, man. I'm going to wave my hand and sit back and shut up and pay attention there. Getting on down. How you say it, Night Ranger? What they say? Getting on down.
Yeah, he says, it just got down. Just got, bump.
That's right. what'd you say? 410, 529, you hear that 987?
Yeah, man, top of the evening, 987, you said you gonna call it at night, huh? Yeah, man, everything's good. We took the kids and the family out there on the old pontoon there today and tried to catch a few fish, but other than that, man, everything's been going good. Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to get out here and run you off the radio now. Yeah, 410, I got you. Well, have a good night, man. I'm gonna sit back on the side here. You're too daggone young to be tired.
Have a good night there, 987. I'm standing by.
When I go out to that beach, you might get your suntan. Yeah, 410, you do that.
He'd have to lay on his back with his feet and his palms sticking up to get a suntan.
Oh, no.
No, I don't know. Can you hear him? Are you on the radio that you can't hear anybody? 410.
Hello, 21, Night Ranger, Crazy Man, White Dog, Red Light. Hey, I finally made it in here. The old eliminator over here in the corner is just waving a hand out there.
10-4 Eliminator, yeah, that drifter was in there just saying, all right, well, I'm standing by.
Top of the evening, Eliminator. Did you hear that drifter coming back to you? No, sir. No, I don't hear him. I don't hear him or 987 out there. I don't know why. Normally I hear him a little bit, but I don't hear him. 987, I believe he went in something. Where's that drifter out there? Where's he at? Right down the street from me. Yeah, he must be in a mobile, huh? Where's Alice? Damn, yeah, I only got like a pound on him. I can hear him, but I only got like a pound on him, though.
That's what I was trying to tell him earlier. I hope nothing's wrong with his antenna set up over there, because he's down on everything on me, but I don't want to say nothing.
Yeah, I've been busier than duck swimming in a pond myself over here. They had us working today, which is kind of unusual, but we got a couple of roads out there that they've been trying to get back up in shape since the snow, and shoot, and during the storm there, of course, I ain't quite recovered from this thing yet myself. Yeah, you work for DOT or something there, Eliminator? Yes, sir. I used to be with dogs out there on the road, but now I'm in the shop, and it ain't quite so bad. I mean, I don't have to run all over the countryside, but they got us busy. Yeah, you out of Monk's Corners here, or you shop somewhere else? Right here in Monk's Corners. I was over there in Charleston, but I finally got transferred back over here. I mean, I tried to get in the shop over here like 12 years ago, but they put me out on the road, and when the opening come in Charleston, I put in for it. I got it in the shop over there, and now I'm back over here. So I'm back where I originally started, but where I wanted to be in the first place. Yeah, Roger. Well, I do all y'all's glass work. I'm sure I probably knew you. I do all the glass work for you guys over there with Terry and Kenny and Kevin and all them guys. Oh, okay. Well, cool. I I did not know that.
Yeah, I just had a little fatality over there the other day. That's what I heard now.
Yeah, unfortunate. Old Clyde, he's a big old guy. He has to be about 7 foot, but he's right at retiring. I mean, he had like 2 months to go, and he slipped on some black ice out back, banged his head, and they took him to the hospital and had to do an emergency operation on him, try to get the swelling down, the blood off and everything, but he didn't pull through it, unfortunately. Poor old fella. He's a good old guy too, because he used to preach around the countryside as well, and he'll be missed.
Yeah, I thought he was in the ministries and stuff pretty good, man. I like Clyde, good fella. That's a fella that had the braces around his legs there. But yeah, you're right. He's a big old guy, but he's a real likable fella, man. I hate to hear that. That sucks.
Yeah, you're right. You know, you don't know. I mean, we ain't guaranteed tomorrow. We ain't, you know, it just, that's like my boy here a couple of years ago over here on Old Waitsville got in a car wreck and he didn't pull through it either. And you just ain't, there's no guarantees.
Yeah, you're right, buddy. Yeah, treat every day like it's your last, for sure. I got you, man. It was good talking to you, brother.
Joe. Well, hell, chances are we've seen each other and not even knowed it.
Yeah, I guarantee you. I'm kind of a, not heavy set, but kind of built redhead guy. Used to work with Max's Glass there, and opened up my own gig here back in August, and I've come over there a couple times and talked to Terry and Juanita there in the office. So, yeah, man, I'm sure I probably laid eyes on you before. Just didn't know you talked on the radio.
Oh, you start talking to each other. You understand who you are. No doubt about it. Small world.
Yeah, it is.
I recommend him talking a long time back. I found out Turkey was my cousin, but damn.
Yep, small world. They say it, and I've heard it all these years, but it truly is, man.
You got that right. That's something you never know. That's why you're supposed to, you know, treat people. I mean, you start talking smack on the radio or even out in the public, you never know who else is listening. So I try. I don't always succeed, but I try to watch who I talk to and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. 21, on the other hand, now, he don't care. He's just wide open.
Oh, yeah, man. You know, I never have to worry about anything like that. Everybody likes me and all over the world, you know, everywhere I go. I just wave at them, and they just wave right back. Middle finger just up in the air.
Ooh.
21.
Yeah, but you know what I say, and I agree, hey, 21. If it's a duck, you call it a duck. Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta know what kind of a duck.
Well, you know, there's a lot of different kinds of ducks, but they're all ducks. Now, Crazy Man's got 2 dogs and a duck, or 2 friends in a pickup truck, or 2 ducks in a truck, or what you got, a frog and a duck and 2 chickens? What is that, Crazy Man?
There's a bullfrog and 2 ducks.
Okay. Duck in a truck.
Yeah, I got a truck a hauling mile on it.
You reckon they don't give a truck, or how's that work?
What do you think, Crazy Man?
Do what?
His name is Donald, and he don't give a quack.
That's right. Hey, 21, I heard you lost your frog the other night.
Refresh my memory.
Yeah, I was in here a little bit. I heard y'all talking there, and you got talking about frogs and yours croaked.
Oh, yeah, I used to have frogs as pets, but they all croaked.
Jesus.
funny there, and nobody laughed.
Yeah, we just didn't do it over the radio.
Yeah, I just laughed I caught on to it.
All right, it's story time. I got a funny story to tell. You guys ready?
10-4.
Now this is supposed to be true. My mother told me, I was back, anyway, my mother told me about a week or two ago this acquaintance she had, and this sounds like a blonde joke, and the woman is blonde, but she claims this woman actually did this. This woman went down to like a home improvement store wherever she lives, and she wanted to buy some windows to help keep the cold out of her house. So she talked to the salesman, and he sold her on these windows, and so she put it on the store credit card. And again, this is supposed to be true. Well, several months later, the store called, and they wanted to know why she hadn't paid her bill. And she said the reason she hadn't paid her bill is because the store salesperson told her that the windows would pay for themselves in a year. That's supposed to be true.
He didn't say how they were going to pay for themselves. He just hopefully they were going to pay that credit card bill.
But anyway, that's supposed to be a true story.
What do you think there, white dog? I tell you, man, I heard them all. That's a good one.
Now, this one I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt it's a true story. I heard it myself. I was on a plane coming back from Phoenix and flying into Charlotte. And there was this woman sitting in front of me, and we got about halfway across the U.S., and the airline pilot came on, and he said, "We're currently flying over the Texas Panhandle," and he was saying, if you look to your right, you'll see the there's Texas, and to the left we have, Oklahoma and whatever other states he was claiming. And the woman sitting in front of me was looking out the window towards the ground. And she kept looking down, and I no joke, I heard this woman say to her husband, she's probably 40-something years old, I heard her say, "Where are the lines?" And he said, "What?" She said, "Where are the lines? I can't tell what state we're over. Where are the lines?"
You ready, crazy man?
All right, one more story that I heard myself. I wasted a year of my life working for Radio Shack back in the 80s. And one day this woman came in, and she was ready to whip somebody's ass, and she was demanding to get her money back right now. And so the people in the store, they're having trouble getting it calmed down, and they came and got me because I was the assistant manager at that point. And so I came out there to talk to her, and she bought this cordless phone, and I mean, she was ready to whip somebody's ass, and she demanded her money back. And so I'm like, okay, and I'm, giving her money back, and I'm just curious what the heck happened to this phone to make, with this phone to make this woman this mad. And I looked at her and I said, I said, "What happened with this phone that made you this angry?" She said, "I still got my phone bill." And I mean, she yelled it. And I looked at her and I said, And she said, "It's a cordless phone."
Go ahead, crazy man.
So anyway, that woman apparently been on the phone for about a month, calling all her friends long distance and talking as long as she wanted, and she thought it was going to be free. And then the phone bill came, and back in the 80s, they were, phone bills could be several $100s pretty quick. Yeah. I worked for technical support for an internet service provider for several years, and oh my gosh, some of the dumb stuff that people would do and call up and ask us about, or problems they'd got themselves into, and we'd have to figure it out and get them out of it. I couldn't hear that guy that's supposed to be over there close to Crazy Man. I couldn't hear him either. Something's wrong. Well, I mean, I could tell. There was barely tell there was a signal in there, but I couldn't make him out.
Yeah, he was putting that much on me over here because he is. I can hear you.
Yeah, you're way down. I got like 3 pounds on you there, Drifter.
Drifter, most time I get you around 20 pounds on me over here. You'd be lucky you got it between 8 and 9.
See if I can get over him. I couldn't do it before, Crazy Man.
Yeah, try to beat linear on and run it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, if you got an airplane line, you better not run it. I know the SWR's got to be through the roof.
Crazy Man.
Yeah, go ahead.
You couldn't hear me when he was in there?
No.
Drifter, come back in there one more time and let's see if Crazy Man can get you. All right, Crazy Man, let me see. Can you hear me, Crazy Man? Hello, 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 hello.
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Tell Roger, okay, back out.
Yep, he got you there. When you still talking to my one about 21, I said, I do hear you. I hear you. He just tell Roger.
So that's something wrong there. If I can get over you that close there, y'all are home but 3 blocks away.
Say 21. All I heard was you. All I heard was you, 21.
Yeah, well, he's got something wrong there because that's not right, not able to do that. You know, even when I had the beams over there, I couldn't get over him, you know. He goes, him and Crazy Man, they're like umbilical cord connected, you know.
The antennas from the antennas real close together.
Did I get him out there, Crazy Man?
Crazy Man.
Go ahead.
Red light, won't know if he got him.
I don't know. I don't think he did.
Has he checked his SWRs lately?
Well,
Yep. He needs to try it again then.
you ready to fire down on him there, red light?
Oh, yeah. Come on in there, Drifter. Drifter, say something out there.
Hey, Drifter. You scared him.
He blew it up.
Yeah, he's going out the door and get the gun and shoot the antenna off his tower.
Well, he must only have about a 6-inch antenna there, is what it sounds like.
The ice and that snow might have did some damage to it.
Crazy Man, Crazy Man. Yeah, couldn't do it.
Crazy Man.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who it was though.
Hey, Drifter. Yeah, come in there and give him a, let's see, go ahead back to Crazy Man. That red light wants to try to give you a Drifter shootout.
How about it? Crazy WD getting up.
I don't think I heard crazy man, that's all I heard. He was in there with you.
Y'all got to say different stuff because Crazy Man can't tell if somebody's saying Crazy Man. You say Crazy Man, he don't know who's Crazy Man. Y'all have to say different stuff.
Red light had it.
Y'all have to say different stuff there. He gets all confused there.
Dear gods, and I'm getting up. Dear gods, back out.
Uh-oh. White dog, what are you doing cheating on him?
Yeah, if he's that close to, like you said, a couple blocks away, we shouldn't even be able to distort his modulation there, his signal.
Especially white dog. White dog went over there by the truck stopping. He's lifted right across the street from the taco. One of them Mexicans selling that taco.
Hey, Drifter, that we're not picking on you, just trying to find out, what kind of, what's going on. Yeah, 10-4, you over there by Rogali's, the way they call it, what's the name of that place? Svengali or some crap over there, that Mexican thing. Yeah, what's the name of it? No, that one that I put that sign in your yard that I got from across the street. Yeah, we had that sign. It was down at the end of your road there, and it said, I don't know, you said the name real good that time. It's that store right there, the name of that store. I guess they might have changed it, but I brought you that sign up there that was laying at the end of your street.
Get tacos and get the boys. Can't beat that.
Well, Delta got 68 tomorrow. Nice, beautiful. Monday could be all sunshine and 70 degrees. You got time to do it.
It's Corrales. Yeah, that was the name of it there. You said it so good, and you put so much emphasis on it there. It was great. Now, Range, you still in there?
Oh yeah.
Not crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's that?
Be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Keep up.
Roger. So what's been going on over there, WB? I haven't heard you out here in a while.
I'm out here all the time. It's just that sometimes I don't talk.
He don't talk and he don't say nothing.
Yeah, he must be got a ham radio or something. He's on the dark side over there or something. He's done forgot about us local guys.
Yeah, well, maybe I got something else going on.
Yeah, I know how it is, man. Always something going on. Well, hopefully it's good health and all that good stuff. Hopefully ain't nothing bad going on.
No, man, I'm good.
Hey, cuz, that doggone white dog wouldn't sell that radio I wanted over there. I bought me one.
Oh, yeah? What was it?
White dog.
Yeah, hey, red light. That crazy man, the crazy man bought him a Galaxy Saturn Turbo.
Oh, shit. Damn, he got the big boy.
That white dog wouldn't ever send me that radio. I said, you watch me. I bought me one, I did.
Yeah, that turbo's, that's top of the line there, man. You can't hardly beat them.
I got them closer to the TV too. If anybody wants to go in the kitchen, they don't bump me no more.
10. I still got to try to drop by there and grab that mic, WD. I hadn't forgot about it. Just been so darn tied up with work. I need to get by there and get with you and get that mic where I can throw this one out there in the street and let the cars run it over on 17A there.
I hear you. Well, it's here. It's here. But if you wait too long, it might go to somebody else.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was afraid of.
If I didn't get this mic from my roadrunner with the radio, I might have went over there and got it from you.
But yeah, man, hey, red light. I'm willing to, I give everybody a chance.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe I'll try to slide by there tomorrow. I don't know what you're doing tomorrow there, but I believe I still got your landline number there. If not, I'll look you up. Maybe try to slide by there tomorrow sometime. Maybe grab it.
Yeah. Hey, what's your last 2 digits on your phone number?
I can give you mine. You got something to write with?
Hang on, let me get it. Hang on, I gotta find it.
Yeah, everybody and their mama's got my phone number, so it don't matter.
Go ahead. Hey, give it to me slow.
200.
Sorry. No point putting that out over the internet.
Damn, that's a weird number.
Say that again?
Shit, that's a weird number to start off like that.
Yeah, it's...
I suppose I could edit it out, but I'm gonna be lazy.
Just hold on, man. You get up there. That way I'm not waking you up, and I'll make arrangements to get over there and get it from you.
Yeah, well, I get up around 9 in the morning. I know you're an early bird, right?
Yeah, I always get up early. You just call me, like you said, whenever you get up and get moving. It ain't gonna be in no hurry. I ain't got a whole lot going on tomorrow, so just call me when you get up and get moving.
I hear you, man. Well, if you can't make it, hey, listen, if you can't make it tomorrow, I'm home 99% of the time during the week.
Yeah, 4:10. I know I got to get up. Not early in the morning, but I got a couple jobs I got to go do over there for FedEx, so I'll be kind of out and about in your area tomorrow. So that would work better for me tomorrow. But if you can't, now that's it. Totally up to you. Doesn't matter. I'm easy to get along with.
Yeah, man, I'll call you, or you call me. Now I know your number. I'm gonna have to better have put it in the phone, so it'll come up as red light.
14. Let me look and see if I still got it. I don't know if I still... Hold on. I'll let you know if I got it or not. Yeah, I don't see it in here anywhere. I might have did the store at that time when I called you.
No problem. It's sitting over here on the wall. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, 14. Like I said, just holler at me tomorrow sometime or whatever works for you. I'll run by there and grab it up.
Why, the only thing I have planned for tomorrow is go grocery shopping.
14.
Red light, have you been to that new store in Dorchester Road, Lowe's Food?
Yeah, that's the one where you get drunk and you shop at the same time.
Oh, I'll tell you what, man, you can't beat that store.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I think every store should have that in there. You can grab your beer and run around the shop while you're doing it.
Well, not only that, they're bakery goods. They have a thing in the back of the store where you can buy. They make their own sausage.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't too sure about that. I went in there and, like I said, we ran in and grabbed a few things, seen the little kegerator over there, so we hit that up, but, and that's pretty good. They're making all their own sausage and stuff like that. That's awesome.
Oh, you can't beat, they have an Italian sausage over there? Oh my God.
It's good, huh?
You can't beat it.
Tenfold.
Somebody's out there trying to key on us, and they red light, you just came right over.
Yeah, I heard him out there, so I threw a little bit extra in there just so I can take care of that problem with WD, but I ain't got no trouble hearing you as well, brother. So let them do whatever they got to do over there. We're going to keep dropping these bombs that come in.
Sleep?
No, I'm just sitting here listening.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to shut the video gate down. I'm in an hour and 27 minutes. I think I'll wait till an hour and 30. Make it even.
Yeah, I had to redo mine and start it again. At 59 minutes it shuts down. And so I have to partially upload the part 1 and then jump on there again and let it run all over again.
I think this one breaks it up into 2-hour segments if I let it run that long. And I got a 16 gig card in it, so I think it'll actually go like 12 to 14 hours before it runs out of space. But it does break them down into 2-hour videos.
Well, let me know whenever you know, go ahead and shut yours down so I can run mine a little bit longer. Being that you overrun me at the front, I'll overrun you at the back.
Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and shut mine down then. Wink, wink. No, I'll shut it down here. Just it's coming up on 128. Well, it's 128 getting ready to hit 1. Anyway, I'm going to shut it down in an hour and 30.
Roger.
Then you can have the bonus 10 minutes on the backside for the special edition.
Thank you. Hey, red light.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what he did, see, I figured he was going to do it. He's sneaky. He started recording before it was 8 o'clock, see, and then he got that bonus footage in there.
Oh, yeah, I can tell. You got that wool over your eyes. I can tell what's going on.
Yeah, but I'm going to get him in the end.
He probably run that thing to about 140.
Oh, yeah. You ever watch that show called Street Outlaws?
Oh, yeah, man, love it.
Well, I'm going to do like they do, catch them on the big end.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
You see that new bunch they got on there with that girl and all drives it like a 1949 Chevrolet pickup truck?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Matter of fact, I got a set of tickets, man. They're coming to Orangeburg Drag Strip here. I don't remember exactly when. I think it's in February, March maybe. But we went ahead and ordered the tickets for it, man. I watched that stuff pretty good. I like that.
Who else coming down? A whole bunch of them? You talking about that farm truck and